Okay. Okay, class. Aloha.
Aloha.
Wow, that was really jump. One more time. Aloha.
Aloha.
Welcome to Social Studies, and today we will be talking about ancient Hawaiian culture or traditions. We'll be focusing on values, but I'm going to flip to the next slide to help us introduce our topic for today. Alright, so what makes things Hawaiian? If it's made in Hawaii, does that make it Hawaiian? If it is just happened to be here, does that make it Hawaiian? What, I guess, makes it something that's from Hawaii or something that's Hawaiian? And something to think about can be your shoes. Take a look. I want you guys to look down at your feet. What kind of shoes are you wearing? Slippers, sandals. I see sandals. I wore slippers today. Now, can you imagine yourself spending your whole day? Go through and think in your mind. Think about your day today. What you did, where you went, who you visited. Maybe think about all the floors you walked on. Now imagine yourself going throughout that whole day today without slippers or sandals or shoes. Life is a little bit different, right? Now the point I'm making here is that things change over time. People in ancient Hawaii did not wear slippers at all. They didn't wear slippers. They didn't wear sandals. They didn't wear any kind of footwear. They walked around barefoot all day. And so I want you to keep in mind that the things that we discussed today can be different than the things that we actually have today. Because we'll be talking about ancient Hawaii. And things change. Lifestyles change over time. So what is your first thought? Who here is from Hawaii? Like, is Hawaiian from Hawaii? Raise your hand if you're from Hawaii. Good, only a few. All right. Now, I want you to think about what is the first thing you think of when you think of Hawaiian activities?
Surfing.
Surfing, snorkeling, pineapples.
Chocolate.
Very good. Can you say that again? I'm sorry. Chocolate. Hawaiian chocolates. Does Lilo and Stitch come to mind? Yes, very good. 3rd grade and you already watched Lilo and Stitch a million times. I believe it. Mine of you does. So people think of hula. People think of rainbows, white sandy beaches, beautiful hiking trails. They think of aunties and families coming together, playing music, having a good time at a luau. What else do you think of? Poke bowls, raw fish, spam musubis, oversized plate lunches. And also something I think is very distinct or is a big trait of Hawaii is taro rolls. If any of you have had any. What about sports, hobbies, pastime activities? Over here we have the UH Warriors. We watch a lot of surfing. A lot of people surf. Then there's canoe paddling. Now, compare it to how life was in ancient times. Very different. They have the same elements, but lifestyles are very different. Here up on the top we can see, what is that? Can someone make that out on the top right? Does anyone know what that is?
Coconut.
Coconut? Almost.
Oh.
It looks like one because it's brown on the outside. Anyone else know?
Taro.
Taro, very good. That's taro before it's cooked. When taro is cooked or boiled or steamed, it gives a purple color. I don't know why. Maybe we can find out from Miss Lai in science class why that happens. But that's a food, that was a main staple food for the Hawaiian people, just taro. And on the top left, we have some fish hooks. Those are actual fish hooks that they would use to go fishing. What about on the bottom left? Has anyone seen that before? Does it look familiar at all?
Stone?
It's a game?
Yes, it's a game. It's an old Hawaiian game. Shucks, I just had it and I can't remember what it's called. But the point of it is you stand far away from these two sticks and you roll the rock in between it. And if you roll it in between, then you win. If you don't roll it, you lose. And over here we see ancient Hawaiian hula dancers, very different from what we see on television nowadays. So this kind of shows us how things have changed. Things are different. When we go to a beach, we see stand-up paddle boards or surfers or jet skis or boats. Back in ancient Hawaiian times, we would see people fishing. We would see men coming together to surf and have competitions, which we do nowadays as well. So just keep in mind there are similarities in the society that we have today and the society that was prevalent in ancient Hawaiian times. Now, we can ask the question, what does a society need? Or what can a society not go without in order to be successful and to thrive? Well, here are 4 main variables or 4 main parts. The first part is laws. There need to be laws or rules. The second is education. There needs to be some form of passing on information or helping the next generation to grow and to learn how to function in their environment. The third is religion. Whether you believe in something or you don't believe in something, religion is essential to a society in its growth. And last is games, entertainment, or some form of hobby. Sorry, this is hobbies. It's not hobbies. Okay, but today what we'll be focusing on is education. And it's a form of education that you might not be familiar with. In ancient times, instead of studying through textbooks, the Hawaiian people would teach in their homes and within their families. And they would teach Hawaiian values. Now, these Hawaiian values, everyone understood and shared this connection. Do you recognize or see any that you know? Yes, Minnie?
Do they teach English?
Do I teach English?
I mean, do they teach English?
They teach English? No, English was taught when visitors came, when Captain Cook came, and missionaries came to teach in schools. But we're talking about before there was English. The English you see on the board is not for them, it's for you guys. Okay? But that's a good question. So do you see any that you recognize? Any terms, any Hawaiian terms?
Aloha.
Aloha, ohana,
Mahalo.
mahalo. Anything else?
Aina.
Aina. Very good. Awesome. These Hawaiian values were important and were expected to be learned, expressed, and to be reciprocated. Reciprocated is a big word, but it means to be given back in return. So it was expected for everyone to understand these values, especially the young children who were growing up. And what I want you to remember is that these were taught in their homes. Okay, they didn't have a school that they would go to. But you don't need a building to learn, do you? You don't need a classroom. So as well as learning in the home, in ancient times, the Hawaiian people learned from the land, or the Aina. And they learned how to hunt, and they would hunt down pua'a, or wild boar. Other things that they would hunt, they spent a lot of time in the sea, and they were very good fishermen, so they would hunt fish, sharks, etc. This actually enforced or helped to support the concept of the Aina. Now, you said you heard Aina before somewhere, Tony. How did you learn what Aina was?
It is the land that we live on.
The land we live on. Very good. Was there anything special about the word Aina that you learned, or just what it meant?
It feeds us. It's something that feeds us, and so it can be both the sea and the land.
Very good. The Hawaiian people, that was spot on. I almost called you Minnie, Tony. Sorry. But that was spot on. The Hawaiian people taught that the Aina was like ohana to them. So what does ohana mean? Family. So the Aina takes care of them as an older brother would, or an older sibling. And you, because you understand respect, which is ho'okipa, you in turn would serve the land because of the food that it provides for you through taro, through crops, through wild pigs and fish, and just providing food for you to live. That brings us to Haloa. Haloa is a legend that also incorporated Aina. Haloa was taught to be our eldest brother, or the Hawaiian people believed that he was an older brother who was born a stillborn, and he was buried in the ground in the backyard. And after he was buried, the next day they found that a taro plant had sprouted from where they buried him. And so the Hawaiian people taught and strongly believed, even to this day, that the taro plant is an expression of love from the Aina, or from the land. That gives us great ties to nature, and we should respect our surroundings. And so, like I said, Aina is your family. To take home, I want you all to pull out your pencils or pens and your notebooks that you write your homework in. And from the list of Hawaiian values that I gave you, I would like you to write one down. Okay? And then you're going to go home, and with an adult family member, you're going to answer this question. The question is, how can I express blank? And that's where you're going to put the Hawaiian value you chose today. Every day. Alright? So here's the list again. Has everyone done writing down the question? Good. Here's the list. Okay? So I'd like to thank everyone for being here. And once again, the Hawaiian values that were taught in ancient times apply to us even though society and lifestyle has changed. Thank you.